10 ways to run a heat pump cheaply, counted down to the biggest lever of all. Real 2026 numbers from Axiom Eco Homes. At number 10, heat your water in the cheap windows. Set the hot water cylinder to reheat during your off-peak periods, not at tea time. The cylinder then becomes a cheap store of heat, and you avoid paying the expensive day rate for a whole tankful. Number 9, store cheap power in a battery. A home battery, charged during the off-peak windows, can feed the heat pump through the expensive peak hours. It is not essential, but on a time-of-use tariff, it stretches that cheap rate across the whole day. At number 8, bigger radiators cost less to run. A heat pump works at a lower flow temperature, so a bigger radiator emits the same heat at a lower, cheaper setting. At the temperatures a heat pump uses, rooms often need radiators around twice the size a gas boiler needed. Number 7, insulate before you complain about costs. Insulation, radiator sizing, and flow temperature are the 3 biggest controllable costs, each worth £100 to £400 a year. Insulation is the one that shrinks the amount of heat the pump has to make in the first place. At number 6, run it low and slow, not on and off. Heat pumps are most efficient running gently and continuously at a low flow temperature, holding a steady temperature all day. Blasting them on and off like a gas boiler wrecks both the efficiency and the bill. Number 5, use weather compensation. It automatically lowers the flow temperature when it is mild outside, so the pump only works as hard as the day actually demands. It is usually built in, and switching it on is one of the biggest free efficiency gains you can make. At number 4, lower the flow temperature. This is the single biggest efficiency dial. Every degree you can lower it lifts the SCOP and cuts the bill. A well-set 7 kilowatt pump at a SCOP of 3.2 can hold its heating spend under £700 a year. Number 3, let smart controls schedule it. Smart platforms like Octopus's Kraken can run the heat pump automatically in the cheapest grid windows. Homeowners report this cuts effective running costs by around 25 to 35%, compared with running it unmanaged. At number 2, shift your heating into the cheap windows. On a time-of-use tariff, nudge more of your heating and hot water into the cheap periods. Homeowners who load shift well report saving £200 to £400 a year, and some over £580 against the standard cap. And the biggest single win, number 1. Get on a proper heat pump tariff. A tariff like Cozy Octopus gives you 3 cheap windows a day at around 13 pence, roughly 51% below the normal day rate. Once you are on the right tariff, the whole cost-cutting game gets far easier. Get the tariff and the flow temperature right, and most homes run a heat pump for well under £700 a year. Full guides over at Axiom Eco Homes. Subscribe for straight-talking UK home advice.